Yo, what's going on, guys? Kevin here, and welcome to another video. Today we're actually on my hardcore Minecraft, which has been exclusively streamed, but I'm going to talk about how things are going and my plans with the hardcore, and kind of just give a little recap on things I've done in it. Now, I did just come off of a stream earlier today, so if a lot of this landscape looks familiar to you, like there's no major changes, then that's why. There will probably be a stream before this video actually comes out, so a lot of this will look outdated, but that's fine. But I just kind of want to talk about my opinions on how this hardcore has been going and how I feel about hardcore in general. First off, I am on day 167 of hardcore. I do count the first day. For some reason, Minecraft counts it as day 0, so I'm going to say I'm on day 167. I always just add 1. So, first of all, getting to this point didn't take as long as you would think. I've been playing this hardcore for about a week now. The first stream went up, let's see, just gotta whip out my cellular device to hopefully find it. Yeah, so it was 1 week ago on, as of the time I am recording this video, this was streamed June 24th. It is now the 7th of July, so that's several days. That's almost 2 weeks, actually. So yeah, so a week and some days, and I got to day 167, and we did a lot. So we were able to beat the Wither quite easily, and I way over prepared apparently, because I ruined him in just a couple of swings actually, with my full netherite. Everything has mending and unbreaking except for my pair of pants, which I will have done shortly. We have a good villager setup here now. I don't have order in this chaos, and that's unfortunate because I'm going to have to do that eventually, and villagers suck. But yeah, we have a good villager thing going. We have reliable food, I suppose. We're not messing with these because we're not bothering to get the wheat anymore because I'm too lazy, but it is something. And we have several auto farms going. So in the stream today, on the day that I'm recording this, the 7th, we just captured these chickens to get some eggs going, because we can do automatic pumpkins, automatic egg, and then automatic sugarcane, which will make sugar, egg, and pumpkin, and that'll all turn into pumpkin pie, which is a very good food source, actually. But after just a couple of days, I was able to get an entire auto melon and pumpkin farm, and this thing is very productive. If I just sit here for like an hour, this thing will be filled pretty darn full, and for some reason it captures cats. I don't know why, it just does. Did you just see that? But yeah, as you guys can see, there's some coming down as we speak. It's really productive. Now, it's not the most efficient machine on the planet, and I'm fully aware of that. There is better. But this is stackable, and it just happens to look kind of nice, in my opinion. Some others may see otherwise, but I think it looks pretty. Now, obviously, the outside is always going to look gross until I do some form of case on top of it, which I will do, because I plan to have like a factory built right here that'll hold auto melon pumpkin farm, the sugarcane, and the extension for the sugarcane. So the sugarcane, let's see. Yeah, the fact that it ends pretty generally close to this means I will keep it the same length, and then I'll extend it all the way down to the other side of the melon and pumpkin farm, so it'll be much bigger, and we'll get a whole lot more sugarcane for no real reason. But yeah, we're gonna get off farms for now. We have a villager breeder. Did not work. Took a lot of time and wasted it. Just trying to put that puppy together. It did kind of produce villagers. As you guys can see, we got tons down there, and many of them are without beds. So it clearly works, but it doesn't work 24/7, and I'm not sure exactly why. But next up is that we actually found the end portal, which is my next major project, which I cannot wait for. I'm super terrified of it because I need to prepare for that, but I'm terrified. Now, I genuinely say that the Wither is a little harder than the Ender Dragon. Now, that's because I've had worse experiences in the past. Being that today I just ruined, or last night I ruined it in just a couple of seconds before my regeneration potion would have even ran out if I actually took it. Like, it was really quick, really easy, no problems whatsoever. So my opinion might be differently. But the Ender Dragon, I genuinely think is easier than the Wither. That opinion will probably change once I actually fight him. Are you... You... I can't believe what I just witnessed. But yeah. So, after just 166 days in Minecraft, only a couple of days in reality, a lot of time has been spent doing other things, and in fact, there's a reason that I don't always stream/record this, and that's because I do a lot of nothing. I will just do little odds and end things, like I'll harvest the farms. I'll just sit here and let my machines do some work. My villagers breed. I'll harvest some stuff, grab materials, and trade with villagers. I'll do some incredible amounts of mining. And with the recent 1.17 update, mining is just something else. Like, there's no simple way to put it outside of mining is just easy. You get ridiculous amounts of resources now with the new 1.17 update with the new ore changes. And I mean, you will not leave a mine without an entire stack of iron, gold, or coal. Now, the diamond change, where you're not finding a diamond as much because of some error, I believe. It's a glitch, not actually a regular mechanic. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but however, I do think you can get around it. But I will always go mining. And when I come back up, I will have a stack of iron ore blocks, and it's just absurd. And when I went mining, actually, last night, this morning, twice, I actually came out with like 3 or more stacks of iron ore blocks. And I mean, we got tons from a mining trip. And I even spent a ton finishing off this farm, making the other expansion on the melon and pumpkin farm. And I mean, I wasted a ton. Like, some of that didn't even get used. There's tons of iron in it. I've not built an iron farm, and I've solely relied on mining. And I think the new mining changes are a bit too good. And I mean that in a way that I think they could consider nerfing it. Now, I don't really want them to, because I don't want to do an iron farm. They take too much time, and I hate dealing with villagers. However, I do think they're just a bit too powerful. Next up is what I consider a legal hardcore run. So if you want to go for, quote, a record, I do think that there should be some stipulations to it. I think Optifine should be acceptable as a mod. I'm not sure if it is in the community, if people actually talk about that. But Optifine, I think it's just necessary. Minecraft without Optifine is fine, but there's a lot of ways that I think Optifine that just makes the game better. First of all is the fact that my favorite feature from it is holding a torch, creates a light. Dropping it like that, it creates a light, and it's just so good. It's like my favorite feature from it. It's not the one that most people use it for. Most people use it so they can actually fix their frames, which my computer has been really slow lately, and I need to do something about it. I don't know how I'm going to speed it back up, because I used to be able to run this game perfect. Full graphics and everything. I usually only ran around 16 chunks anyways, but everything else was perfectly capped out. And now I can't even run 10, and I'll sometimes get lag, and I'm still not rocking 60 FPS. And I know that probably has something to do with all the machines constantly running, but Anyways, I don't know many other mods that people would consider legal. However, I think Optifine should be completely acceptable. Another thing is glitching. Now, if a glitch is in the game, I don't have anything against people using them. Now, I'm not going to use them because personally I don't like broken glitches. There are duplication glitches that have been discovered in 1.17, and I don't plan to use them because, honestly, resource gathering already isn't too difficult, so I don't think duplicating is necessary. And honestly, I find it cheesy. Now, if it's in the game and you're like, well, if the developers leave it in, then I should be able to use it. And that's fine. I'm actually pretty okay with that. I don't personally like duplicating, but I will say for a fact that if you're in a multiplayer world, do not duplicate. Completely unacceptable in my opinion. Because if people don't know about the duplication and you refuse to tell them, then it just makes it unfair for everybody. But in a solo world, I think it's up to you. Personal preference, I won't be duplicating, and I refuse to duplicate. I did have a jokester in my chat earlier say that I was duplicating, and I did not. In fact, today is when I found out about the duplication. I got all the iron way before I found it. And I would need a broken anvil, and this has been the same anvil. I don't know how it's repaired, though. It should be pretty well close to being busted up. I have replaced, broken and put it down in a few times now. But it's just too inconsistent, and it's just not worth my time in reality. And it's too easy. Like, resource gathering, I think, is just a breeze in 1.17. So I will not be resource or duplicating, and all I can say is you got to take my word for it. I know that's not saying much on the internet because anyone could say, "Oh, take my word for it." I, slayed the Ender Dragon with my bare fists, hardcore, first attempt, and I've never even touched Minecraft, and I'm married or something like that. Like, obviously they're not married if they did that, so that's your first red flag. But it's just one of those cases that I can't guarantee it for you guys, or I can't make you guys believe me, but I have to try my best to tell you guys, I'm being as legitimate and genuine in this. I'm having a whole lot of fun, and I would hate to tarnish this this run, because this is going incredibly well compared to many other attempts in the past. I've had attempts die to absolute bullcrap, and many of them, and by that I mean the mass majority of them, have died to a creeper in mineshafts, which is why I refuse to go into mineshafts on this actually. I have found 2 or 3 of them off in that direction when I was doing some iron mining. I can show you them if you guys want me to prove my iron mining goals and, or not goals, but trips. But anyways, but I just refuse to go in them. They're so dangerous, and that's probably another reason why I've survived so long. I've not taken many risks. I had a stroke there, but I've barely taken a risk. Biggest risks have been the wither, and that's pretty much it. I'm scared for this run to end. I'm having so much fun with that, and I get emotional if this ends. I will lose my mind. I know that I'm not the best Minecraft player, and the end of it could come, but I'm going to try my gosh darned best not to have it end. And if it ever does end, I'm going to be pretty upset, honestly. I'll probably end up taking a break from YouTube for a month or longer. God, I can't even imagine. Have a run last an entire year and it falls apart because of some shenanigans. I would not be happy. But yeah, this has kind of just been a little bit of a look back at how hardcore has gone, how my opinions on it. I think hardcore is a lot of fun. Doing everything you can not to die. And I know I'm probably the most boring hardcore player out there where I'm just not taking a risk. I'm not jumping to the Ender Dragon when I just feel like I could do it. Right now, I could probably beat him. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely think taking a strength potion and a levitation potion is all I need, and I could probably beat the Ender Dragon the first try, no problem. But I'm taking every single step to ensure that I do not lose. Because I'd like this run to last a very long time. I'm not sure if it's world record worthy, if this will last, the 5 years that whatever his name did, which is very impressive. And he was playing on a much older version of Minecraft. When you look back at it, 5 years ago, I think was just before Elytra. Yeah, because I think Elytra came out about 4.5 years ago. So, imagine the game without Elytra. The entire new end changes, the new nether that has been brought about to us. And even now with the new ores, imagine not the grind to get the resources someone must need at this point. Think of all of the iron I've spent here in redstone and several other resources just upgrading this. Think of the game before mending. Hardcore is a completely different story before all these updates recently, and that's probably why this run is much, much easier. I think a huge deal is actually the mining mechanics being changed. Or not mechanics, but how mining is, how much easier it is to gather those resources. I do think in 1.17 it made it much, much easier. Oh, and let's not forget about the absolute necessity that is a shield. I think Minecraft needs a shield. Now, there is argument for holding a totem of undying in hardcore, but I'd much rather try to avoid death than die, but not really die. I know there's an achievement for it that I'm going to have to get, and I'm just going to have a heart attack thinking the totem won't activate. And if that happens, then I don't know what to do with myself. But, and then finally is, how do I occupy myself and not get bored of this so far? Now, obviously, I always have more goals to go for. My next major goal is going for the Ender Dragon. After that will be an Ocean Monument. But after I've completed the games of bosses, what next? And honestly, it's kind of hard to figure out what you're going to do. And not getting bored of Minecraft is something that's kind of a problem. I actually get bored of Minecraft after I beat the Ender Dragon usually. Obviously, I do the get my elytra and I'll go do some exploring or whatnot. But after that, what do you do? And that's where I'm gonna have a struggle. I will try to play this as much as possible after I beat the Ender Dragon. However, I'm probably gonna be pretty slow at uploading / streaming it. I'll probably switch to something else. My next major run I would like to try doing in quote hardcore will be Terraria. Now this hardcore Terraria will involve the world being deleted after my character dies, just because that's kind of the whole concept of Minecraft's hardcore, and that's kind of what I'm going for. I've done a hardcore Terraria in the past, and I've had some really good runs, all the way up to the Wall of Flesh, just for me to lose to protecting a demon, or a voodoo demon from dropping their doll into lava. I could have healed, and I know I was just devastated. I was just stunned, staring at my screen. I hopped in a party with my brother on PS4 and just like, God damn it! And it was sad. That's all I can say. So, but yeah, taking a reflection back at on a world that, if you die, it's gone. All the work and hours I will put into this could just be wiped away if I die. And it's terrifying, because I'm loving this world. And I will plan to have a download for people after day 200, I think. I'm not crazy sure if it'll be day 200 or after I beat the Ender Dragon. Maybe I'll make it more significant like that. But yeah, taking a reflection back on this, knowing that this could all be gone because of one big mistake from a creeper explosion or something worse. I think the biggest threat that I have not experienced much, that I think people don't really consider, is witches. Poison does not care about your armor. You can protect yourself against a creeper explosion with blast resistance and resistance from a beacon, and your armor or strength already can all be protected. A shield will just nullify all damage from a creeper. But a splash potion of poison doesn't care. You will always take the same amount of damage. Now, obviously, most of the time you can heal yourself faster than the poison can kill you, but the witch also will throw instant damage and slowness, and it can become a problem. So you should always be cautious when you see a witch, honestly. If you see a witch in a cave surrounded by other enemies, just don't approach. Walk away. It's not worth it. You will lose that battle in full netherite, fully enchanted. And worse, I think she has. I don't think I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure that she can also throw a weakness potion, which reduces your defense by 50%, I believe, and it's devastating. Could you imagine losing a run to the thing that people usually take for granted? That would be just travesty. I have gotten pretty low to a witch on this just recently in the stream. I was pretty darn scared that I was going to lose to a witch. But lo and behold, you can easily kill them, but on their own, I think a witch is pretty easy. You outrange them more than likely with a bow, crossbow, or trident, and then you instead, or you rush them really fast before they get the potions out. They're usually pretty slow at it, which is how they're manageable, but another major mob, I think, goes to the baby zombies. They're fast and they're furious and they will ruin your ankles. I hate baby zombies. I refer to them as a baby demon all the time because they've killed me on countless attempts of just regular Minecraft and hardcore. I've lost hardcore runs to baby zombies, and it's just depressing because, I mean, I'm a zombie in a suit, man. I thought we were friends. We're related, and those bullies will murder you. Another thing to look out for is all the nether mobs. Actually, I think the ghast is the easiest one to deal with pigman hordes are terrifying. Those things do like 2.5 hearts to you. Wither skeletons do about 1.5 hearts to 2, and they'll do the wither effect, which is obviously terrifying, and again, does not care about your armor. Blazes are relatively easy with fire protection of any sort, and if you have fire resistance potions, they're just nothing. Huge issue, I think, with the nether, though, is falling. I have been incredibly cautious, staying mostly crouched when walking around in the nether in new places. I'll always peer around like, is this a place I could fall to my demise? Yes, and back away. And you're always being cautious. And that's something I'm not really looking forward to in the end, is having to find an end city. We'd have to walk across giant gaps, placing blocks below you. It's not something I'm looking forward to. Once you have the elytra and you have a reliable source of fireworks, then it's fine, because you can just fly. You know, pretty easy. But if you don't, you have to take the risk of tightroping across the end. That is something I do not want to deal with. I don't know any protection from falling in the void. I don't think there is protection to falling into the void. Totem of Undying doesn't save you. The only thing I can think about is eating a chorus fruit. I'm not sure if that'll teleport you to the nearest solid block, but if it can, then obviously then you have a good insurance. But honestly, it's just, there's a lot of risks and a lot of dangers, and they're all very common. That's safe. It's not a thunderstorm, I guess. But yeah, this has been my hot take on hardcore. It is stressful. It is not for the faint heart, because if you lose a really good run, and say you're up to the Ender Dragon, you're prepping for it, and you're ready to go, and then you get BS knocked to fall damage, or die to fall damage, because you got shot off by a skeleton with punch on their bow. It's gonna hurt, and it's something you'll have to accept. If you're gonna sit there and be like, I'm gonna regret if this world disappears on me, and I'm gonna be never touching the game again, I wouldn't recommend doing hardcore. Honestly, if you think that if you lose your world, you'd never want to play this game again, don't do it. It is the main thing about a hardcore. If you like to keep all your worlds and never lose them, I guess you could always back it up and keep a save file for it. But assuming not everyone does that, or maybe you forget to back it up, I would not recommend hardcore. I think hardcore is great. It's a whole new kind of challenge because you're doing everything you can to stay alive. But if you're up for the challenge and you can accept your world being deleted forever, then go for it. It's so much fun. Maybe if you ever do a hardcore, don't do what I'm doing and taking, it slow. I know I could have rushed the end of the game by day 100, but I decided to lollygag around, build farms, build farms, build farms, build farms. My furnace system, farm, villagers, a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't really need to do, but in the long run, if the game does go on, forever, I'm gonna want to. If this run ever does end, like I said, I'm not going to be coming back to it for a little while. I'll probably take at least a couple months off to do a different hardcore run on Terraria. And then after that, if Terraria's end, or even if Terraria's done as, I don't even know how that's going to go, because I can't even think of what to do in Terraria after you collect a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, this has been a reflection of hardcore and my opinions on it. If I recommend it, and I absolutely do for people that can accept inevitability. Don't do it if you're gonna, throw a riot that you lost an entire 300 days run, you beat the Ender Dragon, and you had all the achievements done. But yeah, I'm having a whole lot of fun on this, and I can't wait to do more streams of this tomorrow in real life. I was thinking about doing it tonight, but it's currently 10:30, and I did just kind of record a Civ playthrough, because I kind of got annoyed that my Minecraft Blackscraft server recording didn't come out proper because of audio issues, and I hate it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like if you are new and really enjoyed what you see, I'd highly appreciate subscribing. I'm trying to hit 50 subscribers. Blah, 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 blah. If you guys want to see more, be sure to leave a like, though, and comment down below your favorite parts of this and what I should do next in my hardcore run. If you think you can do better and you have done better, be sure to comment down below on your run currently or how far it got so I know what I'm working against. But again, thank you guys so much. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.